All right, ladies and gentlemen of the 118 scale, 4-inch, 3.75-inch action figure community. Kill Shot 118 back again with another video. And what you have before you is my G.I. Joe logo, the infamous G.I. Joe logo. And with that being said, I have a little something different today. Usually I show off my customs that I've made. Today, this is a custom, but this is probably, arguably, one of my favorite customs that I've come across, that I've created, and we're going to discuss it here today. There you have it, Sgt Slaughter. First introduced to the G.I. Joe brand in around about 1986-ish, 87-ish, and he was brought on as a character in the G.I. Joe movie. So with that being said, here's his comment card, or I'm sorry, his file card. You can pause that and read that if you'd like. It says here that his file name is classified. Military specialty, infantry drill instructor. Survival trainer. Birthplace, Paris Island, South Carolina. All right. However, his name is classified, but I guess the G.I. Joe character's name is classified, but the actual gentleman known as Sgt. Slaughter is known as, his name is Robert Rudolph Remus. And though he has never actually served in the military, he has taken on this persona as a drill instructor for G.I. Joe. And, hey, it depends on how you feel about that. I mean, I don't mind it. It's just a character. He doesn't have to do military experience to show up on a couple episodes of G.I. Joe, So with that being said, there you have him. This will be Mr. Robert Remus, also known as Sgt. Slaughter. There he is. Now this is arguably one of my favorites that I created. And the reason being is that I actually went through a little bit of a hardship to come across this guy. What happened was, I'd say about 3 years ago, I had came across a video detailing how to make the Sgt. Slaughter figure out of what we all know as a retaliation rock, and quickly went to eBay searching for parts. Found the parts on eBay, ordered them, got jerked. I didn't get it. What would end up happening was you get a duffel bag, his baton, his hat, head sculpt, and this whistle around his neck, and you would get that plus his belt also. And needless to say, I got jerked. It never came in the mail. I lost my money on that. So my advice to you, if you want to create this figure, go into the forums, go into Facebook and look into the 118 scale and G.I. Joe and all the different pages where you can ask, hey, where do I get this from? Or who's selling parts? Or who actually has the figure that wants to get rid of it? Because if you look on eBay, you're probably going to get jerked for it. There is one seller up there that's selling the unpainted head sculpt. I'm not sure, but I don't think he is a crook like the other guys actually selling the kits for Sgt. Slaughter. So if you go up there and you look and you see the kit, and it comes with a duffel bag, the hat, the head, hands, baton, belt, whistle, it's probably going to be a crook. You ain't getting all that. But anyway, so let's get into what we actually did here. So here's your guy, Robert Remus, a.k.a. Sgt. Slaughter. And he was very nicely done. And what ended up happening was after I got jerked, I got onto the forum and I kind of asked around. I was like, yo, I got jerked on my Sgt Slaughter. I really want to create one. How do I go about doing that? And a gentleman, easy as 1, 2, 3, came up and said, oh, I sell them. I have them. And everyone on the forum was like, yeah, he's a great seller. Trust him. And I did. And look what I have before me. So what I ended up doing here was I got the Retaliation Rock. And, he came with a molded hand here that molded into some type of rocket launcher. Why G.I. Joe did that, I don't know. But I guess I always keep in mind that these were intended for children, so I don't think they really cared what kind of hand he had. But with that being said, head was already painted when I bought it from the seller. Whistle, everything was already painted. What I ended up having to do was to get rid of that molded right hand. I had to purchase a whole other rock figure, which was the looks just like this one, but he's got black pants and he's got stripes, like camel stripes painted all over him. So I had to get that figure and pop his hands off and put him on this figure to get the hands to work, because not a lot of hands fit this particular body. This is one of the bigger bodies, and the hands you put on it won't fit unless it comes from one of these bigger bodies. So I had to get the same figure, pop the hands off, and use it for him. And that's how I got that to work. So with that being said, this is a pretty cool kit. Pretty inexpensive considering. I think I spent maybe $30 on the actual kit. I paid about $25 for the body and about 25 to 15, I think about 25 for the other body. So ultimately that comes up to about, what is that, 50 plus 30, that's about $80 roughly, give or take, considering that if you buy the convention, modern convention Sgt Slaughter, that guy is super expensive, and it's going to cost you about $265, almost $300 to get your hands on that. I mean, I don't know about you. I don't have that kind of cake to spend on action figures. Wish I did, but I don't. And I think this is a much nicer figure than what was offered. But I get it. The exclusive figure that was released, he looks more like Sgt Slaughter. He has kind of like that dad bod going on. And this one is like he's super jacked. And this is kind of what I would think Sgt Slaughter would look like. I know what he really looks like, but my G.I. Joe character, he's got to be physically fit, man. He's got to be, ready to take on that task. Because if he's going to be, cracking heads the way he does on a cartoon, he's got to look the part. He's got to look the part. His hat doesn't really fit that great, but it does the job. It kind of just sits on his head, and that's okay. If I really wanted it to fit, I would, heat it up, stretch it out. But I like him just the way he is. Like I said, I don't play or display my figures. I keep him in that and keep him tucked away. And, every now and again I'll take him out, pose him, take pictures or whatever. But other than that, I usually don't do too much playing around with these figures, And as you see here, he has his whistle. Whistle is in place. Hat. This belt. This is not really a really good. This is a level above a rubber band, but it works. And if you look, he has that roadblock body, so he doesn't have like any twisting of the feet, or he's only got one joint at the knee, but he's done really well. And he fits into pretty much all the vehicles and everything. And I advise you to look around and get your hands on one of these guys. If you can find them. I saw one on eBay, which is about $90. But my experience on eBay is pretty much hit or miss. But on the Sgt Slaughter was definitely a miss. I had to go to the forums and find it. Um, be very careful. Happy hunting. If you have any questions, feel free to link them below. And with that being said, thank you for taking your time out and hanging with me and discussing 118 figures with me. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.